Hi.
Oh, hey.
All right. Yeah.
We are here, guys. We are here. Left, right, left.
We're
Perfect.
present.
All right. We're here with my boy Taylor.
Hey.
Thanks for coming out, bro. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate the Modelo.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Open that up.
Let me get under this mic.
Ooh, that was nice.
I wonder if that snap will kind of come up on the microphone.
like that.
Are they going to hear the snap?
Let's get it. Cheers, bro.
You know that Modelo's are brewed with fighters, like fighter spirit?
Fighter spirit?
Yeah, like the Modelo commercials. You ever seen that?
Would you hear that?
Yeah, brewed with... Oh, no, sorry. Modelo is brewed with a fighting spirit. Or actually, maybe it's Tecate. I might be wrong.
Oh, look, it says right here. Cures coronavirus. Oh, shit.
Oh, no shit. It's that freaking competition. It's that Corona bullshit.
All right.
The skunkiest beer.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate
came.
it. You've been doing a lot of different types of things. Switch your headphones over.
What do you mean?
Like, turn them around.
I'm on right, left, left, right?
Left, right.
Oh.
There we go. Sounds better now.
My bad. All right. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, it is. It does sound a lot
See?
better. It's really weird when you have the headphones on correctly.
It is weird. So, I think, how long have we known each other for? We've been dating for 6 months?
We've been dating for 6 months. We've been getting kind of serious. Like, we just moved in.
No, so I met you through Orange Theory.
Yes.
And we hit it off, man.
I know we did.
Oh, we became this quick bromance.
Yeah, I think it was the first time we stared at each other for more than maybe a second. You know when you go for that 2-second look?
Yeah.
You know when you're going out and you're out there looking on purpose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're if you're not on purpose, if it's not on purpose, you're hi. But then when you look with intention.
Yeah. I was like, hey, what's up,
Then it's like, whoa.
What's good?
Oh my God.
How you doing?
You looked right into my soul. I'm just like,
So, we went on this path, man. We've been going through this journey of everything and kind of hanging out. We've gone through everything kind of together lately.
It's been some journeys. Yeah, we've been on a good journey. And, honestly, I think it's been a journey of growth for the both of us. I think the both of us have learned quite a lot about ourselves in the short span of time. I mean, relatively short span of time that we've known one another. Mm-hmm. I think one thing that's really cool, that I actually appreciate, is that we are still able to maintain the friendship that we already created. You know what I mean? Even though you and I are on different life paths, whether it be, relationship or personal or work, we still have that kind of that connection.
Definitely. No, I agree, man.
I really appreciate
that. Text you almost every morning.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good morning. I text you every night. Hope you have a great day, bud. Mm-hmm. This is a good friendship that I truly appreciate more than I think this is. Yeah, I really appreciate our friendship that we have. So,
yeah.
I mean, you taught me so many things for myself, just in general as a person, to make myself look at certain things in life that I want to improve on and that I want to grow on myself. So, yeah. And I know you're on this path right now where you're just. You're fucking absorbing all good vibrations, man. You're on that good vibe juice. Still.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the stuff that we talk about, we communicate to each other about, that is valuable. That really kind of that really talks to our hearts, respectively. I think the best advice is the stuff that you really know that you need to apply to yourself. So I think a lot of the times when either one of us have given each other life advice or things in times that we really needed it, it was also something that we could really get out of. Literally, if it's just the words that come out of your mouth, if they leave you and somebody else feels them, I feel like those same words, it's almost therapeutic for you to say those words because it did your body well or your soul well too.
No, you're right.
It's kind of the way I see it.
This is good. So, tell me about this journey. What truly inspired you to go down that path of
yeah, well, you know what, yeah, let's get my true Hollywood story going on right now.
This is my crib. I don't know if you saw my original Tiff Joe.
Yes, absolutely.
One of a kind.
Yeah, no, it's I feel like it's going to be worth maybe $2 more in about 5 years from now.
Dude, totally agree. Art is where it's at, bro.
Yeah, that's art appreciates.
Art does appreciate.
It's going to appreciate. Yeah, I think it's going to be I feel like she should have a collection too. There should be kind of a like a progression.
I
like
think she has a book full of them.
Does she really?
I think so.
Oh man,
we might have to.
I want to ask her if she has a book of them.
We'll have to have her on here.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you ever see the movie Superbad?
Yeah.
Yes. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
About that. I was like, yeah, she's got
Absolutely.
a book of it.
Yeah. Everything that's like shaped like dicks.
Definitely.
Everything.
Unicorn dicks, superhero dicks.
Yeah. But like everything that's delicious is shaped like a penis or a phallus, right? Think about it. So like, first, I'm just gonna fire off first one, like burritos of any shape or kind.
That's true.
You know what
I
I mean?
had a huge burrito the other day.
Yeah.
It's huge, bro.
I mean, yeah, and typically like the thicker the better.
Yeah.
Right? Filled
this
with more.
This was like long and thin. It was deceiving.
Yeah. See, no, I don't like that. I'd rather go like, here's my rule of thumb for burritos before I get into my true Hollywood story. Like the girthiness, I'm going to talk about girth right now. The girthiness of the burrito, you need to make sure that you have to take at least 2.5 bites to get through one like layer. You know what I mean?
Jeez,
so like you're not going full mouth, like take a bite at a crime type of thing. You're like right bite, center bite, left bite.
I like that.
And then that's like one layer, and you kind of just keep doing that.
Work your way through it.
Right.
Where can we get a burrito like this?
Oh, I know a couple places for sure. Like I know that there's this one place I go to that's right by my house. I've been going there like since I was in high school. Like it hasn't closed. Like when I was a little boy, it was still there. This is like one of the tried and true like Mexican restaurants in, you know, I live in Encinitas, so like in Encinitas that just won't like ever close down. Like they will always be there. Yeah. It will always be there. And it's just like, it's kind of just grown and blossomed into this wonderful, beautiful Mexican restaurant that, you know, like it's kind of like the...
Is it open during Corona season?
You know, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. That's, man. See that whenever you bring it up, then I'm all sad right now. You know, 'cause then you have to kind of explain to all the people that are, you know, at home right now.
I saw that post you put up, man. That post of that lady, the first, like,
yes,
becoming the first one as a human trial.
Yes, yeah, she's from Seattle, Washington. Yeah, she's the first person. I mean, think about this. Like, you're this woman who's got your life relatively together. I'm going to assume that because I mean, she's married, she has kids, she's got 2 kids, healthy person, and she's like willingly like trying to take a step forward for all of, you know, humanity now. I guess
what 44 other people too,
and 44 other people, but she's the very first one, and she's just willingly allowing somebody, you know, some pharmaceutical company to inject her with hopefully what's considered the cure. Wow. I mean, consider this, like, what are the side effects? We don't know what those are. Yeah. You know, so like, think about that. Like, it's just like, you're just kind of taking a risk.
Wow.
You know?
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So like for my life journey, you know, I think a lot of it, I think anybody grows from mistakes. And I think they grow from feelings that could be negative feelings, and I think if you're, you know, if you do it the right way when bad things happen to you or you create bad things, then I think if you do it the right way, you're going to find a valuable lesson out of it. And if you find a valuable lesson out of it, the even better thing to do is to execute something from that valuable lesson. Nice. And so for me, yeah, like I've made some big mistakes in my past. I made some significant ones, and some things that I've done have hurt other people, you know? And I think at some point when I started really to take a step back and look at my actions and then really ask myself if I've ever really taken responsibility for them, I really couldn't honestly say that I did. Yeah. And it wasn't until I started really, truly doing what I need to do for myself to make sure that I take responsibility for the things that I do and the things that I say. That's when I've really started to believe that I'm on a better path now, and I'm trying my best to be always continuing to better the path that I'm on, and it's because of the mistakes I made in my past. You know, it's those things that are like, man, you don't want to talk about. Those things that are like those skeletons in the closet that you just do not want to open that door.
I feel you, bro.
Shit, man, like there. That's like.
I've been there. I've done some fucked up shit.
Oh, I know, right? We both done some fucked up things. You know what I mean? And thankfully, like I don't mean to like, you know, to be like, yeah, that's a good thing. But I mean, we can laugh about them now because it's like, man, you know what? Like I've forgiven myself now. And it took a while for me to forgive myself also for those fucked up things I did. Yeah. But now I'm forgiving myself, you know, and that's...
How's that feel?
I mean, it's a weight off my shoulders, you know? I mean, for a while, I just felt weighed down. I felt like, man, like Taylor, just like, you know, my voice inside. You know, you have your voice on the inside that, you know, either pushes you or tells you you're going to do well, or, you know, tells you maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. Well, man, like, dude, Taylor's voice was talking to him and just like not saying good things, you know? And it was like a battle, an internal battle, you know, where I'm fighting myself. Every morning I wake up and every night that I go to sleep, I'm always battling, you know, and you start getting tired of battling after so much, you know, and you just got to just got to give it up and just, you know, be honest with yourself, you know. And it wasn't until I became honest with myself, truly honest with myself, was when I started healing, you know, and I started trying to be able to take steps to better me, you know.
How did you take that step forward to be honest with yourself and be like, you know what, Taylor, you're fucking up, bro? Or, I mean, in whatever case it is that you decided to be honest, you know,
I think yourself. First of all, I think it starts with, you know, initially, like the hardest step is to be able to address the person that you've hurt, right? Mm-hmm. But the baby steps you can take are to, one, kind of lean in and ask for help. And I was too proud for quite a while to ask for help. Yeah. And I think when I came to the point where I started to ask for help, and that meant whether it be, you know, just straight up talking to friends, you know, and this was prior to, before even me really knowing you, you know, I was pushing into my friends that I had that were down here. You know, I only had a select few. I'm a quality, not a quantity kind of guy in terms of me opening up to people. Mm-hmm. And I opened up to those select few people. I opened up to my family, my father, my uncle. Those are two very close men in my life. And then finally, the last step was for me to be able to truly speak to somebody that did not have any stake in it, which was going to therapy. Yeah. You know, and a combination of those things allowed me to be able to kind of open that door and just kind of stick my toe through that door just a little bit towards feeling like I can forgive myself. Mm-hmm. My father, he's you know, he grew up a rough life. He was not necessarily, you know, he did some things when he was younger too, made some mistakes, all that good stuff, right? That happens when we're young and we're immature. And you know, it went to a point for him where he later on in life, after some mistakes, even in middle age, that he kind of got closer with God. Yeah. You know, and he pushed into religion, you know, and that's something I never really expected out of him. Mm-hmm. You know, I went to Catholic school, kindergarten through 8th grade, you know, and he didn't really, you know, he wasn't really pushed into it. He was more like, yeah, you need to go to that so that way you can learn to be a good person or, you know, a religious person. But it wasn't ever his path, it didn't seem like, you know, from my perspective. Yeah. But, you know, when it came to him, you know, me seeing that change in who he is, the man that he is now versus the man that he was. Mm-hmm. You know, he wasn't as angry. The anger wasn't there. The resentment wasn't there. The feeling like he couldn't, you know, ever come up to be like the best man that he could wasn't, you know, I mean, like all that stuff was going away because of him pushing into religion. Mm-hmm. And he got me kind of into it too, just a little bit. Yeah. And I started kind of getting into it a little bit more. And then after a while, I'm like, okay, well, look, this feels good. So shit, if it feels good, well, fuck, man, why don't I just kind of start pushing it a little bit more into it, you know? Yeah. So anyway, I started kind of getting more into it, and I was like, man, dude, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm feeling good right now, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm ever the type of person that's going to be like, you know, loud and talk about my religion in terms of feeling like I need to feel proud about it. I feel proud about my belief, but I don't need to push it. I don't need to push it on others, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I'm like, man, you know, I feel fucking good about this stuff right now, you know? And it kind of was like a combination of all those things, you know, and eventually it just took time for me to be able to like, yeah, Taylor, you need to make sure that you're forgiving yourself, because I'll tell you what, man, like you're not going to be able to get what you want in this life. You're not going to be able to have the happiness that you want in this life. Now, granted, there are some things that I don't even know what I want yet, but I know for certain that I want to wake up every morning and go to bed every night with a clear conscience. And for me to be able to sleep well, I had to forgive myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Yeah, that's deep.
I know that's deep. I know
that's
we got really
like
deep.
That.
We went really fucking deep right there, man. Let me get a drink for that one. We got some depth in that thing right there. Hopefully I kept your attention on that one. Oh, that was a long one. Yeah, man. But anyway, that's where it was for me, you know. And I know you know, you kind of got to some places too. You know what I mean? After I met you, honestly. You know, don't take it the wrong way, but after I heard, you know, after we talked and we kind of had heart to hearts, I was like, dude, fuck, man, like I did bad things. You did bad things. Like I almost got closer to you.
I know. I remember. I don't know if it was this. I don't know if it was the sandwich moment when we shared a sandwich one time, or if it was like out, I don't know if it was out in the jacuzzi when we were smoking a cigar. But I remember there was these specific moments where we were having conversations, and you were telling me about your shit, and I was just like, bro, that's it. Like, my shit was this, and this too. Like, you ain't the only one who fucked up. Like,
yeah,
this
man.
is what I did too, you know. And
I know.
And that was it was a relief within me too, because I found out like, whoa. And that inspired me. Like, I wrote letters and shit like that. I think I told you about it. Or apologizing to people and, you know, things that I've done, you know, that wronged them or whatnot. And then it wasn't for the people. It was just for myself in general to, you know, give myself that, all right, you know what? You did this. Like, cool. Let's get it out there. Let's put it out there. And, you know, I was scared to send shit, dude. I was so scared to send letters and like send text messages or whatever, like to say like, hey, my bad, or you know, I'm sorry, you know, whatever it is that I did at that time. But I remember talking with you, and I remember thinking like, man, this guy is not any different than I am. Like, this is...
No, you know, and it's kind of funny how like you know, we have all this kind of we have a narrative. We create a narrative for people before we even get to know them or talk to them. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes, you know, whether with anybody, you know, you create this narrative, and it could be true and it could not be true. You know what I mean? But I would say the narrative that I had created for you was far from the man that I know now.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and and after I got to know you and got to realize your depth, it pushed me closer to be having a friendship with you. I was like, man, you know what, Taylor? Like, this is a man that really is in touch with his own self, you know, whether you're comfortable with it or not. I mean, that's all, we're always trying to work on that.
Dude,
but
I like it because you asked me challenging questions and shit. And I think I told you the other day, I was like, man, you know what I appreciate? And you're like, what? And I was like, bro, remember that one time you called me out? And you were like, bro, I don't appreciate you not like coming through with plans. And like, I remember I was just like, what the? Okay. This guy's going to call me out on my shit. All right.
I know. You know, hey, let me tell you what, it helped me too, because I had to like have some patience, because then you got the text message, but you didn't get, what the fuck is Alex doing right now? Like, where the fuck did he cancel on these fucking, I'm sorry, cancel on these plans? You know what I mean? I was flipping you off on the, you know what I mean? But then I needed to take it sometimes like, all right, Taylor, you need to speak eloquently, speak from the heart. And hopefully it wasn't as threatening as...
No, it wasn't as threatening as you made it sound now. I was like, shit. No, dude, you spoke. And I remember I was just like, shit, all right. I think I screenshot it. I'll have to load it up somewhere. But I screenshot it.
You screenshot it? You saved it?
Oh, yeah, dude, because it hit me. And I was just like, ugh.
Oh, man.
I was like, dang, all right. So then that made me feel like, you know what? No, I value my friendship with this guy. Like, you know, he's you know, we make plans ahead of time. We hang out. We do that stuff, like everything. And it's just... You know, I was really appreciative of you calling me out like that. And it wasn't mean, man. It was just like, look, bro, like, next time, can you please, like, let me know in advance? Like, I'm not trying to waste your time or my time.
Yeah. You know, and I think also, too, like, I think I was trying to be able to word that message I sent you. You know what I mean? We'll have to like show it up. You got to show a screenshot of the message. But I think the way that I was trying to word the message with you, and during the time that happened, like the initial time where I was like, oh man, like this is it was like our first fight. You know, this is the first time Alex actually irritated me. You know what I mean? But you know, you were going through some stuff. You know what I mean? It was the time in which you were. You know, and I think I was trying my best to be able to relate in some way that my message to you for a while was. Remove things that don't serve you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look, I'll tell you a lot of times, like, dude, that doesn't serve you. Or the relationships don't serve, you know, that you had with certain people that don't serve you. Or the way that you were trying to be able to go about things during some tough times does not serve you. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping that maybe, like, the idea of time management would serve you.
Did you just say time management?
Man-time management.
Trademark.
Yep.
No, you're right.
I like that. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I was so proud. I've been so proud of your growth. Like seeing the change within you. Like I know you were talking about me, but I just want to talk about you real quick. And I want to tell you that, like, honestly, the change within you. Like I already knew that Alex was a, you know, kind of doesn't allow stress to enter his life, and he's a confident man, and he speaks with words that have weight. Mm-hmm. You know, the things that you say, you allow pauses, you allow You allow things, peaks and valleys in your voice to be able to show importance. And it really impressed me because it seemed like, man, that's a man that's confident. That's a man that also has had some life experiences, some things that he's been through, but some things that he's really accomplished from those things that he's been through.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Right? And then, around the time in which we were starting to get close friends, then you had some things, some struggles, some tough times that you were just kind of battling through. Mm-hmm. And when you came out of it, man, I was like, geez, this man is an even better man than I already met initially. Like, you already had it was almost a beautiful image of the person that you are. And it just got even brighter.
Bro, you stopped making me cry.
I know, people are going to be listening to it, but I just want everyone to know how much of a good man that you are.
I appreciate it. It.
You're a good man.
You're just as good, bro. You're just as good, too. Yeah. We're going to have a pissing contest on you.
Yeah, I know.
You are, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's I really appreciate that, man. And that's one thing that I've worked on a lot. And, I mean, I was thinking the other day, like, if I could have every single one of my exes in here, and they can tell you what I was like, or who I was, or that person, mm-hmm. I was a fucking dirtbag, dude. Like, I think they would say that. I think that would be the biggest thing. Like,
there you go. Tell the people about it.
That guy's a dirtbag. And they'd be like, shit, you're right. Yeah. I was that guy, and I was that douchebag. I was that person. Yeah. But as I started growing up, and I remember words that my dad used to tell me, and I used to be like, well, whatever, Dad, whatever. Mm-hmm. He used to tell me, he goes, if we had no money, if we had nothing in this world other than your word, and that was gold, that would be the only source of income, the only source of trade that you would ever have was your word. So give your word as a man or as a woman, or as long as you give someone your word, then that is gold.
That is gold. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. Yeah. And you know what, it made me think about an instance in my life when you just said, giving your word as a man. And I, granted, my dad raised me. I got raised by a village, like I'm sure most children are raised by a village, right? Mm-hmm. My village was my father, my uncle, my grandfather, and my grandmother. That was my village, right? So Dad would take care of me. He would take me to grandparents' house in the morning, pick me up after I got done with, after he got done with work, mm-hmm. hang out with Pops on the weekend, obviously, all that. So I'd stay with Dad, but Grandma and Grandpa would take care of me. Same with Uncle, too. But I remember one time I was with my dad, and I think it was some emergency situation, and he didn't have any money, and I was with him. No money. It was like either he lost his wallet or something like that, or didn't have enough money to do something for us to get somewhere for us to go home, right? And I remember that he was like speaking to someone for us to be able to get a ride home. We need to get a ride home, and I remember one thing, that's the first time I ever heard it. And he told somebody, he's like, look, I'm giving you my word as a man. And I saw the interaction between my dad and this other person, this other man. And like, it's really weird that the agreement as a kid, you're seeing that, like the agreement, the gold, the exchange of gold, I'm going to call it, right? Exchanging gold right there. So you're exchanging gold with somebody else, and like just seeing the promise and the belief that like, that man's really trusting my father's word for him to pay him as soon as we get taken home, And like, when he said it, that's the first time I ever heard him say, I'm giving you my word as a man. Mm-hmm. And that resonated with me major, and it took me to have to take myself back to that place during the time that I was healing from all the mistakes that I was making. To be able to remember that, your word as a man is not worth aluminum foil. It's worth gold.
It's not. It's worth gold.
Fucking A.
That's the thing. And I've unfortunately have ruined a lot of those relationships with, women.
We both have.
And I know I have a few friends that I've ruined relationships with too as well, due to that type of thing. But, all of that is things that, again, like I told you, those things that I'm working on to make right for those people that I hurt, for those people that, I did something to, fault them or be this person of less of what I, am capable of. And so that's the biggest thing is, now that I feel, and it sounds crazy, I feel like I'm resonating on this vibration of just, I don't know, it's hard to explain, of just like, I feel great. I wake up every morning, I'm just like, fuck, I feel good. I go to bed every night, I'm like, fuck, I feel good. I give myself little pep talks every morning in the mirror. You're awesome, you're the man. Like,
there you go.
Bro. Like, keep on doing what you're doing, And so, I mean, those are big things that I used to struggle with, that now I'm just like, I feel good about this. I feel good. I look good. I feel good. I'm doing my own thing.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, can I ask you, this is going to be a difficult question. Do you mind if I ask you a difficult question?
Yeah.
It's It's going to be tough.
Okay.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Would you go back and do the same things again?
I would.
Okay.
I would.
Yeah.
I would totally go back and.
Would you do the
I wouldn't
same
change
mistakes
anything.
again?
I would still do the same mistakes that I did before.
Okay.
The only reason is because I think. I mean, I wouldn't have learned anything.
That's true.
I mean, I would still do the same mistakes because it brought me to where I am today.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, literally 5 years ago, I thought, you know what? I'm going to live in San Diego one day. I'm going to live in California because that's where I want to be. That's where, like, that's like the dreamland. Where I
yeah, man. That's the dream right there.
And now I'm here, you know? And so I feel that if I didn't go through that growth, I would never make it to where I'm at today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the business I have today. I wouldn't have, you know, the friendships I have today. I would be some other type of person, I guess, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I probably wouldn't have liked you that much.
You probably wouldn't. You would have thought I was a snob or something.
This guy over here, you know, with this mohawk and his blonde mohawk, whatever the fuck you were showing me. Man, if anybody else want to see, like, do you have that picture somewhere? I want the world to see you with your blonde mohawk. You got to see this picture of this guy. Is it blonde mohawk, right?
It's a big, huge blonde mohawk. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
blonde mohawk, huge, long. I'm flexing, you know.
Yeah, my God. That's
okay. My wife thought it was hot that time. My ex-wife thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure.
I said, why not?
Like, why the fuck not? You know what I mean? I mean, I had a mohawk when I had hair. I ain't got no hair now. But you know, when I had it, I had a mohawk one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then here's the problem was with my whole mohawk. You know, as I got older, I started getting the hair here, I get the hair here, but I'm missing part of the mohawk. I'm missing some shit right here. You know what I mean? So it was like a Morse code. Beep, beep.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's funny.
Yeah, it was like Morse code over on my freaking head.
When's the first time you started going bald? When you noticed, like, holy shit, like.
Yeah, you know what? Here, I'm gonna tell you right now. I did it to myself because I wear too many fucking hats. I wear a fucking hat all the time, and you know what? I've started to realize what my hat does, and I'm changing what I believe my hat does. All right, this is gonna sound really weird. Hear me out. All right. So like for a while, my hat, and this was back even when I was working with you at Orange Theory, right? My hat was like a source of protection.
Yeah.
All right. At the time, what my hat meant to me was this is your comfort zone. This is your security blanket. Yeah. This is what, when people are around you that you don't know and that you're uncomfortable with and you get some anxiety about, and you got to coach 30 people, 45 people with confidence, you put the hat on. Yeah. And you keep the hat on because the hat is going to protect you from those people. That hat's going to protect you from people looking through you and seeing, you know, what you may think you are.
That's my confidence thing too, is my hat. That was my confidence thing.
Right.
And lately I've been trying to coach without a hat.
Yeah.
So that way I can
good.
All right.
Hell yes.
I want to feel confident
without
my hat.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And you know, now I'm in a place where, like, you know, I've been practicing that too without the hat. Yeah. But now I'm in a place where I want to change the language, and I want to challenge myself to change the language that I tell myself in my head. You know, this is Taylor's voice talking to him again. Yeah. Taylor's voice is saying, hey, you can't do things well without this hat. You can't be the same confident man you are without this hat. All right. You need the hat. Yeah. You need the hat because it protects you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I want to be able to change that language. I want to wear this hat, and I want to wear it because this is who I am, because I'm a strong person with or without it, but I am going to choose to wear it. I'm going to wear it because I can be strong wearing this hat, and if it falls off, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I don't have to put it right back on. Yeah. But I'm going to put it on now because I want to. Yeah. It's my choice. I'm not going to be like held, you know, hostage from my own thoughts and my own voice anymore. You know, that's a big part of my personal growth. I'm not going to allow myself to give myself a story in my head that I don't want to write.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good shit.
Dude. Yeah, man.
That's the thing. That's the biggest part. When you get in your head and you start talking to yourself, you start creating these stories that aren't even true. And then you start believing these stories that you're telling yourself, and you're just like, shit. Man. And the next thing you know, you're just fucking curled up in a little ball. And not
Absolutely,
being able to do shit.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's not necessary. You know, and you were really there to be able to help me to be loved. Like, I feel loved. I feel loved right now.
Good.
You know what I mean? I got other people in my life that I know that love me. Yeah. That I know that love me. Whether the relationship that I have with them is great now or could have been greater, I know deep down there's people that I don't talk to, or people that I do talk to that I know love me, that care about me. Yeah. You know, deep down inside they love me. Absolutely. You know, and I'm lucky that I get to speak to my friend, one of my best friends every day, because I know that you love me and you remind me of that. We remind each other of that, you know, which is something I wish that more men would be able to do.
I agree.
We can talk about that too, but I wish more men would be able to break that barrier down.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, man, it's like, you know what? You need to be able to be reminded that you're loved. Yeah. And you need to be able to sometimes, when it's dark at night or early in the morning, the times when our minds like to talk negative to us, you got to make sure to remind yourself, write it down, put it somewhere, have it on your phone, that you're loved.
So tell me, I know you got into journaling.
Yeah.
And you got into...
I'm a dangerous man now. I got into journaling. I'm a dangerous man.
Right.
Dude, I'm a bad man now.
There you go.
Let me tell you what. Yeah. No, man, journaling. This is new. This is new for me. You know, journaling's new. Mm-hmm. And actually, you know, you helped me out with it too. You know, you got me into the journaling portion of this stuff, you know, and you know, it's a combination of people, but you were definitely one of the major roles in journaling for me. And I think you know, I don't know. There's definitely a language you speak in your head versus your heart. Yeah. My head was saying, Taylor, this is dumb as fuck. What the fuck are you doing? Right? I mean, really, what are you doing? Like, it's either one, a waste of time. You're either too tired to do it, or you could be doing something else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You got me into just a little bit of it. I got intrigued.
That's good, bro. I felt the same way. When I first started, I thought like, man, this is stupid. And so basically it was just like, just keep writing. Just keep writing. Yeah. Write. Mm-hmm. Whatever comes to your head, just write it. Mm-hmm. Write it down. Whatever's coming to your head. Now write down what's in your heart. Now write down what's in your heart. Yes. Write down what's in your heart. And the biggest thing was Tony Robbins. He has this He has this thing where he says, are you living in your head or are you living in your heart?
Dude.
And that was the biggest impact for me. It was like, fuck, man, well, what am I doing? And I asked myself that question a lot. Am I in my head or am I in my heart right now? Yeah. Where am I? And that helps me put myself in check, because if I'm on my head and I'm being stubborn and I'm being, you know, whatever, this egotistic guy, then I have to ask myself, whoa, Alex, you need to calm down, bro. Like, are you in your head or are you in your heart right now? What is your heart telling you right now? Mm-hmm. And it's like, all right, you know what? Maybe I'm overreacting. Yeah. Maybe I need to chill out. You know, maybe. I need to talk some sense into myself. And listen to what this person's saying before I even try to answer without listening. Mm-hmm. So that's a good
question. I think anybody can ask. You know what I mean? Like anybody should be able to ask. And I think that's also like an action question. And what I mean by that is like you should be able to ask yourself that question in a situation, not after or before, right? Not reflecting. I think actively in a situation. Where am I at currently? Like giving yourself a self check. Where am I at right now? Am I in my head or am I in my heart right now? Well, currently I know I'm in my heart because we're talking so deeply, right? Right. But I mean, like, you know, when it comes to situations where like, you know, you're caught off guard, you know what I mean? And we live in the real world where, you know, where things are not always planned and things don't always go according to plan, right? And the way we react to them is everything, you know? And asking that question could be the answer to whatever problem you're going through. It could be the solution to a relationship that you have.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And that's the biggest thing is like, I think we need to ask ourselves that a lot more other than, you know, just thinking with our heads. There's a time and a place to think with your head for sure. But I think majority of the time you need to think like, oh, all right. When you're having a serious conversation with someone, if you're sitting down heart to heart, things are going to click.
Fucking A.
If you're in your mind and I'm in my heart,
things not going to work. We're not speaking the right language. Absolutely.
Exactly. So you got into journaling.
Yes. Okay. Now I wasn't as much of an expert as you, right? You could jump right in and you were just like, let me start writing right now. I just start, you know what I mean? I needed some guidance, right? So I began with a guided journal and I'm still doing the guided journal, but I'm also doing my own journaling too, you know, and I'm kind of dipping my toes in the water with that. But guided journaling helps me. I have a journal called the Success Journal. And it gives me prompts. It allows me to create goals, obviously short-term goals and long-term goals. But primarily, it's just what are the steps that you have taken to get to some of your goals, your short-term goals and your long-term goals. You know what I mean? It's something that's holding you accountable. And there's also prompts there that are questions that you think about, that it makes you think. You know, like every once in a while you answer a question where you're like, all right, well, this allows me to kind of touch into myself a little bit more. You know, and if I'm prompted a question, you know, I can answer honestly because I'm not expecting anybody else to read this shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is just me writing this shit down. So like I'm brutally honest in my journal. I'm honest. I'm like, dude, this is it. You know what I mean? Like if you were to read this out loud, man, you would either be you'd be offended, you would be crying, you would love me, you would hate me, everything. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Like I feel like I need a safe space, a safe platform for me to be able to write things down that not everyone's gonna like.
Exactly, and that's your personal space. That is your own thing that you can get it out and put it on paper.
Yeah, man. And I didn't have that.
That's it. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So like I got the journaling thing down. All right. And now let's talk about what else I'm doing. Right.
Yeah. I want to hear about this.
Men's groups.
Yeah. The men's group, man. That's what I want to hear about. What is this? Tell me more about this.
All right. Men's groups. All right. Men's groups now. So I'm part of one men's group right now. And, you know, I love I love this men's group because they want to, the idea is to be able to obviously break down the stigma about men needing to hide their emotions or needing to conceal it or not to have them, right? To be able to push those deep down. We want to fight that, right? And I say we now because I feel like I'm part of it, you know? So this men's group that I'm part of, you know, and we meet once a week, you know, in the evening. It's about 2 hours, you know, a group of guys. Sometimes you don't even know the guys. Sometimes it's just guys coming in and out. Like you may not even see the same group of people each and every time. But when you're there, you are allowing yourself to open up to people that don't know you, okay, that don't know anything about you. You know, they only know your first name. So it's a safe space for you to be able to talk about something on your mind or in your heart. But also the key and what they make you do is you have to connect how you feel physically to that emotion, to what you're sharing. Whatever you're sharing that's on your mind or your heart, you need to be able to connect that with how you feel in your body or on your body, wherever you're at. You know what I mean? So, you know, as men, I think a lot of us can really relate to stress or things. They manifest physically for us, for a lot of our stressors in our lives. And it's a really great way for me to be able to focus on just where am I at? Check in with your body, Taylor. See where you're at when you're sharing things that are so deep and so important to you. And it's really allowed me to be able to kind of give myself a self-assessment when I'm not at these meetings, you know? And if I can check out where I'm feeling, now I'm just starting to figure out like, okay, this is what you need to do if you're feeling this way. Physically, you need to be able to do this. You need to be able to do these things. And I'm going to get real personal with you right now. Like for me, I got to throw up everything I say.
Okay.
I need to learn to do how you do. And I need to
breathe.
Give myself a second to talk. You see how my voice changes and I relax. And I need to be able to figure out a way for me to be able to do this all the time. And for me to be able to speak from my heart and allow me to breathe, allow me to deal with the emotions inside of me and let them come out and ration what comes out and not just throw it up out. That's what I'm learning.
No, that makes sense. That's good.
And that's the beauty of a men's group, because you have people there that are just there to listen to you. It's not therapy. Because people there are there to ask you questions. They're not there to provide solutions. You're not going to get a solution from anybody in that room. You're going to get a question asked from you. They're going to inquire with you. They're going to say, hey, this resonated with my heart, you know? And they're going to ask you, okay, well, now that you've said all these things, now that your time's up from talking, can you make an action statement? Can you create a statement that you're going to carry into the next week? And you can hold yourself accountable to that statement. So that way you're able to do what you've done here, learn what you've learned here, and apply it for the next week. I love that. I love the shit out of that thing. Oh my God. I was like,
what have you applied this week? What have you applied this week?
Oh man. You know what? Let me tell you what right now. Like mine is, this week is, it's okay to love yourself every day.
All right.
It's okay to love yourself every day.
I like it.
Every day I can love myself. I'm allowed to love myself every single day. Not just certain days where bad things happen or certain days where I'm stressed out, certain days where fucked up shit happens or someone just pissed me off, whatever. I'm allowed to love myself every single day.
That's good.
Dude, and regardless of what's going on, if we're quarantined, I'm still allowed to love myself.
Good.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like all that stuff. If I'm heartbroken, if I'm angry, if I'm happy, if I'm, elated, if I just got laid, I'm allowed to love myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still allowed to love myself. And let me tell you what, like that fucking power feels goddamn good, man. I'm just like, Yeah, I'm allowed to love myself. Fuck you.
I remember we talked about that. We talked about love. Remember that?
Yeah.
Talked about it, how it's addicting.
Oh, God.
So addicting. Just
It's
feels
so
so
addicting.
good. Feels so good when someone else loves you, or when you're in love.
Yeah.
You just want to give it everything that
Yeah.
you have, every ounce of breath that you can have. You just want to give into it.
Right.
And you lose yourself, and you forget how to do that for yourself because you're giving it all to someone else.
Giving it. Yeah.
And after a while, it's just like, man, how did I lose that?
Exactly.
Where did that go? Why did I allow myself to lose that?
Yeah.
And that's I remember I was telling you, that's one big thing that I struggled with is I'll give everybody the love that I have, you know, and I forget about myself. I forget about taking care of me, having myself a me day, or, you know, because I would feel selfish. I'd be like, oh, well, probably shouldn't take a me day, you know, because I think people are going to be mad at me, or, you know, something like that. But now I'm just like, oh, fuck that. It's my me day.
It's my me day.
I'm going to the gym.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Gym's open.
Yeah.
I don't care. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like Joe
yeah.
said.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
So, yeah, man. No, that's totally true. You know what? Like, yeah, I mean, I've had, you know, people tell me that before, you know what I mean? Like relationships too, you know what I mean? I've had someone in my life tell me that before, like that they need to be able to take time for themselves. And I didn't fully understand that. I personally didn't fully understand that. I didn't get that, you know, and it's just, it took time for me to be able to figure that out, that some people need to be able to have that time. And then I started to realize I'm some of those people. I need to be able to have that time too. I need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and when I started to figure that out, I was like, shoot, man, like I started getting a lot more confidence within myself. I started not taking things so personally or so upset, you know, because I was like, look, you know, if I can do that, if I know I need that, well, shit, man, like who am I to be able to remove that from somebody else? Yeah. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
That's huge.
You're right.
You know, but I mean, with you, like just being able for you to tell me that, I remember, you know, I'm going to tell you this. You told me in a time where I was hurt that, you know, you love to love. You know what I mean? You love to be a loving person, you know, and you love to feel love, like you were just saying, right? Yeah. And that stuff just becomes so addictive. You know what I mean? It's just a good high. It's a good high to feel love and to love, right? Yeah, man. It's just like, man, you want to keep that in those lungs. You don't want it to let it out. You know, it's such a good high to be able to experience, you know, and like, man, who the fuck are we to be able to be like, no, these are the rules. You have to be able to love and feel love from others and not get that same high from yourself.
And that's the biggest thing is I've learned how to do that for myself now. Instead of looking for someone else to be like, fill this cup for me, fill this cup.
Fill this cup.
Fuck that. I'm going to fill my own cup.
Yeah, I'll fill my own cup. Fuck
that's the thing. And if you want to fill my cup too, then go right ahead.
Yeah,
you know?
let it overflow.
It's fine. Give me extra. That's fine.
Yeah, you know, and I value my cup being filled from other people. You know, I value that quite a bit because it's the only way that we're able to, you know, get to understand people that are not ourselves. You know what I mean? Like you have your ways. I'm me. I have my ways. You know, like the women that we would date have their ways. Yeah. The friends that we have our way, their ways. Our parents have their ways. And in all these things collected, all these perspectives help us be better, you know, and be better people to understand that, to be able to communicate better. Yeah. You know? And I think just like all those things you collect and get your cup filled, man, it's a great perspective, and you need to be able to be like, look, it's absolutely okay to be able to get some Alex. Yeah. Let's fill it up more than halfway for Alex. You know what I mean? We're making a cocktail right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, right now you have to fill up. You know, you're filling up the 100 proof stuff right real quick first. When you're making a cocktail in the glass, you're filling up all the good shit right there. That's Alex's essence right there. And that sounds kind of weird and gay, but you know what I mean? Anyway, so Alex's essence is right there. And then after that, then you're gonna put some everyone else's stuff. This is like, you know, whatever you want to make. If you're making a cosmopolitan, well, you're gonna put some cranberry in there. Well, everybody else is the fucking cranberry in there. Put a little lime in that bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're gonna go watch some Sex in the City.
There we go.
Sex in the City? Yeah, it's a Cosmo. I'm in touch with myself.
I think I only watched Sex in the City on HBO a few times.
Yeah. Like, I was just trying to pull from that. I mean,
it was like softcore.
I may have seen it. I may have seen it. I mean, what? You know, I got to tell you what, that too, like that breaking down barriers like that. Like I like that. I like challenging shit like that. Yeah. I'm controversial because I like challenging shit.
It's good. It's
like, I'll be honest with you. I like challenging shit.
I like when you play devil advocate sometimes.
Yeah, you know, I like going.
You ask me those hard questions sometimes, I'm just like, oh, shit.
Really? God.
I don't know. Now I gotta make this decision.
I like challenging shit, man. I mean, really, deep down inside, I feel like everyone should like to challenge.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of challenging is okay. You know what I mean? And I think one thing I'm challenging lately is the perspective, like this whole journey that I'm on. You know what I mean? Is like this whole perception of what masculinity should be.
Yeah.
And I like fighting that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, fuck yeah, I love romantic comedies. There's some fucking good ones out there. You know, like I got my number one, you know, but everything else kind of trickles down the line.
What's your number one?
Oh, dude, like there's only one great romantic comedy.
God,
and you all can fight me over this too.
I'll fight you with it.
You gonna fight me over it?
Which one's yours?
Oh, dude, my number one, Hitch.
Hitch? Really?
Absolutely Hitch. I mean, think about Hitch. Think about Alex Hitchens. Like,
I'm okay with it. It's okay.
Look, let me break this down.
I'll put it in my top 5.
It wouldn't even be top 5. Who are you? Friendship's over. I'm out of here. No, for real. Like Hitch, like because the start of the movie is so different from the ending, and I know that's like sounds cliche, but I'm gonna tell you, like he comes in, starts off with rules, like saying these are the basics right now of relationships, and this is what you need to do to be successful. And at the end, literally none of them mean shit. No. Absolutely not a single fucking one. And I think that resonates with me because I'm a rules person. I love rules. And I just figured this out too. I did an Enneagram test.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What were you, number what?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm a number one.
Oh.
I'm a rule person. I'm
a
a perfectionist.
I'm an 8.
You're an 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the what are you?
The number 8 was.
What that one was.
Oh man, I don't even remember.
You were close in terms of your things. We were similar. I know that.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm a little bit more anal than you were.
You were like Batman.
I'm like Batman, exactly. So I'm trying to change that voice. You know what I mean? We were talking about how Batman just kicks his own ass inside, right? Yeah. Isolates himself and all that shit, right? I'm trying to not be Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to avoid Batman right now. You know?
Yeah.
So like for me, like the rules thing. You know, applying it even to with the dating fucking Hitch. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, you know what? That's a great representation about Taylor's journey when it comes to sometimes the rules just don't fucking apply.
I see how you can relate to that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine's
sometimes
50
you just
First
gotta
Dates.
fuck the rules. All right, tell me what yours are.
50 First Dates.
50 First Dates?
With Adam Sandler.
Forgetful
what is that, Drew Barrymore?
Lucy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yeah,
my
that's
favorite
a good
one. Every single day he gets up and he tries to make this woman fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Even though she keeps forgetting who he is every single day, he still wakes up.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that showed unconditional love.
Yeah.
No matter the shit they were going through, no matter what it was, he was able to make somehow that woman fall in love every single fucking day. Like every day.
Do you think, you think
Every
you can
day.
do that? Could you do that?
I think I can do that.
Honestly, if you were to take a step back, realistically, look at the plot of the film, look at the course of the way it went, would you be able to do that?
I think so.
You think you could do
I
that?
think I could do it.
Yeah, you could persevere through all that. You could love hard enough every single day, just day in and day out, trying to be able to just he
had a plan of action for the whole thing. He played a videotape for her every morning.
Yes.
To remind her.
We're talking toward the end of the film, by the way. And now, yeah.
She went through all her emotions, and then he'd walk in, and then they'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then they'd have different conversations all the time, and then like she'd still forget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it was like, I don't
it's
know.
romantic. It's incredibly romantic. So
It was
good. I like that because it's so romantic. You're like, man, it's like but I mean, think about this too. Like, yeah, she struggled. Yeah, this was like a tragic thing in her life.
Yeah.
But like, how beautiful is it to fall in love every single day, like you've never fallen in love before?
Exactly.
That's beautiful, right there.
It is.
You know what I mean? Where like the beginning of the film was her curse, so it turned into just the greatest gift ever.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's why,
I swear, like I really wish that we were getting high right now because, like, honestly, like if I was high and I was like, and we just talked about that, my mind would be like, what the fuck? My mind would be blown. Granted, right now, all we have inside of our bodies are currently the fighting spirit. I'm gonna still call it the fighting spirit with Modelo.
Yeah. 1925.
Yeah, exactly, fighting spirit.
Thank you.
But yeah, man, that type of stuff though, I think about it. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Okay. Top 5. I don't have 5, but I want to hear your 5.
Okay.
Rom-coms. Number 1's 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates.
Okay.
You guys are gonna laugh at this one. Over the Top.
Over the Top. No, it's not that's not a romantic comedy.
It is.
It's
Why
not.
was he arm wrestling? He was
not a
arm
romantic
wrestling for
comedy.
love to save his wife in the hospital.
No. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to allow it to be a romantic comedy, not for the sense of romance, love between a man and a woman.
Romance.
But
it was
I think
not a romantic comedy. You're right.
I think it's the love and of a true father and son relationship or recultivate.
Makes me cry every time.
Yeah,
Every
it's
time.
great.
Arm wrestling movie.
I think I have it
cry.
on VHS
Every
too.
time.
Every time, huh?
Every time.
It's also that soundtrack.
Oh, dude. So
Let me
good.
tell you what, arm wrestling back in the 80s was a fucking flex, man. You were going out there, man. You were freaking roiding like a motherfucker, right?
T-ball,
And
all
you
day.
were wearing, no shirts were ever actually able to stay intact.
No.
Throughout that entire film, there were no sleeves on any shirts.
There's no sleeves.
They even ripped the kid's sleeves off his fucking uniform.
They did.
Yeah, there was no goddamn sleeves in that movie at all. At all. So okay, so 2. I'm gonna call it that.
Okay,
Over the Top.
okay.
So we had 50 First Dates. We're at Over the Top.
And then
You got
Hitch.
3 more.
I got Hitch, number 3 spot.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll take Hitch.
I got Hitch on my number 3 spot.
Number
man.
3 is
I got
Hitch. Okay,
on
so
number 3 spot.
All right, Hitch is good enough. Got it. Okay, 4 and 5.
This is 40.
This is 40.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
It's like so how there was the 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
This is like kind of like the part 2 to that, or a spin-off.
They made a sequel, or is it like a
It's
spin-off?
not necessarily a sequel. It's kind of a spin-off from that.
Got it.
It's called
Okay,
This Is
spin-off. This is 40.
40. Yeah. So I think.
Who
that
is it?
was
Like?
kind
Is it like a girl? Is it like a female perspective?
No, it's a male.
That's another guy?
Perspective. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 40. And
This
is it like
is
a
40.
man and woman type thing?
Yeah, a man and a woman.
Okay.
Yeah, they're figuring out their life. They're 40 years old essentially. She's turning 40.
Yeah.
The opening scene is where her husband took a Viagra, and they're like having sex in the shower, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like going. He's like, yeah, this feels
Yes.
good. This is great. And he's like, yeah, this is awesome. She's like, oh my God, this feels really good. He goes, yeah, I took a Viagra. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, she gets really mad at him.
Good
She's
job.
like, you have to take Viagra to like have sex with me? And he's like, no. No. This boner's like in digital. My last boners were like an analog. This is digital. And I'm just like, what?
It's like, damn.
It was fucking hilarious, dude. But yeah, I don't know why.
I like that.
It's a good movie. And then
Yeah.
like, they get high together as husband and wife. They do shrooms together as husband and wife.
They do shrooms?
Yeah, dude. And
Yeah,
they're
that's on
like,
another level.
you got to watch it. This is fun.
Okay, number 4, 5. Round it out.
Man.
Take us home.
Number 5.
Let's see Cinco. What's number 5?
Dang, that's a tough one.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, everybody that can, in the comments, I want to hear your top 5. And
five.
if Over the Top is number 1,
Oh man, we're watching
Alex is
Over
going
the
to
Top.
give you free training for at least a year.
Let's
Just
do that.
kidding.
Oh man, number 5.
Top
Number
five.
5. Number 5.
I mean, well, like, look, there's a lot of good ones to go. I mean, what is it, like Sleepless in Seattle?
It's okay.
No?
I'm all right with it.
No? Okay. Yeah, I mean, technically, you should actually give me 2 more because Over the Top shouldn't count, but it's fine.
I do. Over the Top's gonna count.
Okay.
I laughed a lot in that movie. And I
Yeah, but
cried
it's
a lot.
not romantic. I
think
was
it's
like
romantic.
man-woman romance.
In a douchey way. Let me have my douchey movie. Number 5. Okay. Number 5.
Ooh, I know a good one.
Oh man, I forgot the name of it, but Clint Eastwood is in it.
Oh, I got you. Million Dollar Baby?
No.
That's the boxing one.
That's not the boxing one.
Okay.
It's another one. It's Clint Eastwood and
I only know
man,
like 2 Clint Eastwoods, like Gran Torino and
No,
Million Dollar
not Gran
Baby.
Torino. It's another one, man.
It's a love story, like he loves someone else. Is
Yeah,
that what it
it's
is?
a
Oh,
love
dude,
story.
I would. I don't
It was a love story about like he was like a mechanic or something, and he fell in love with this girl.
Clint
was like
Eastwood.
a
See, I don't
Russian-
picture Clint Eastwood being like, ooh, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't get my jollies
I'll put
off
it in the
of Clint
comments. I'll put it
Eastwood
in the
loving
comments.
someone else.
It's a
he
Clint
looks like he needs
Eastwood-
to
if
shoot
anyone knows
someone else.
Clint Eastwood love story. I saw it like 3 times. And I forgot. The
Okay,
name.
you want to know the? Okay, here's this now.
hear
Let me
it.
tell you this. I'm gonna tell you mine really quickly.
Here, number 1.
No, not my rom-coms. I'm changing it.
Oh, okay.
What's the number 1 movie that makes you cry every time, aside from Over the Top. You're number one. I'm gonna tell you mine right now, but I want you to think about it. Okay. Here's my number one every time. Marley and Me.
Marley and Me.
Oh, dude, the dog one.
All right.
Owen Wilson and what's her name? Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
That fucking dog, dude. I'm like, dude. I got a soft spot for dogs. Like I love my dog. Like my dog is. That's my son. Oh God, dude. Man. We can't even linger on this. Fine, go ahead. Tell me it. Let me hear it.
Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button? No way. You cry from Benjamin Button every time.
Every time.
It's fucking weird. It's like some weird, like sexual type stuff, though.
I know, bro.
Think about how they get busy, though. Like old man dick, old wrinkly wiener.
I don't know. I just think
and the young woman, and then he like gets younger but older, and it's just like, oh God, that's nasty. Think of the logistics.
I don't know, man. Oh, gets me every time though.
Emotionally gets
me every time.
Okay, all right. I didn't mean to discount the emotions. My bad. I'm sorry. I love you.
It's all right. It's a good one though. It's a good one.
Okay, fine. Movies we got down.
All right, let's listen to your top 5.
My top 5 rom-coms?
Yep.
I told you I don't have 5 rom-coms. I don't have top 5. Like there's a mixture. There's a mixture of film. My rom-coms, if we're gonna open everything up to rom-coms and stuff like that, there's a lot of movies that get me just kind of emotional though. You know what I mean? Like romantic comedies hitch, absolutely, because I think it's fun, it's light, it's airy, it's good. You know what I mean? And yet you still got a good message at the end of it. There's a lot of movies out there that I get good messages too. I'll tell you what, like, you know how we were talking earlier with like relationships when it comes to my father or my family, like, you know, that's my dad. You know, my dad raised me. Yeah. You know, it was my father. You know, and he was there for me, and he was the one that was kind of like it was dad. You know, that's all I knew for a while, and grandma and grandpa. But you know, the person that was teaching me lessons and teaching me things was dad. Yeah. You know, and so I value the relationship that I have with my father.
That's what my mom did for me.
Is that what your mom did for you?
Dude, my mom taught me how to change oil on a van and change a starter, change spark plugs.
Yeah.
Like,
thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Like that's my person is my mom.
Yeah.
Like how your dad is, that's who my mom is to me.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like, you know that it's something like, so things like, I don't know, I'm sure you experience the same thing when I see examples of my relationship with my father in various ways, you know, it gets me emotional. Yeah. You know, like for instance, I remember one time I saw Tom Hanks movie, Road to Perdition. Oof. Gangster movie, right? But it's all about a father and son, right? The rest of the family, you know, they got whacked. But you know, it's his father and son, and it's the son that he's like the least closest with. He's like, you know, just out of happenstance where, man, Tom Hanks is old gangster mob guy, hitman, and then he's got 2 sons, but the younger son he was closer with and loved really honestly more than the older son, but the older son survived. Yeah. You know, from getting murdered. He didn't get murdered, right? So they're on the run. And it's all about that relationship they have to be able to work on. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I see so much of that with like working on, you know, the time that I had to work on my relationship with my dad. You know what I mean? And the times that, like, you know, my dad was very much the personality type where we're going to handle shit. We're going to take care of business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's not really going to be there when it comes to like speaking about emotional things, you know, about your feelings too much. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Huh?
Do you cry?
Do I cry? Regularly.
Did you ever have a hard time crying?
Did I ever have a hard time crying?
Like,
No, I had not.
No.
Yeah. I did not have a hard time crying, you know, and I think, you know, I don't know. You know, which is weird to me because I was very hard on myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I always thought I kept fucking up. Mm. You know what I mean? When you put it into perspective of looking at all the shit, I didn't really fuck up. But at the time, he was like, oh, man, you're fucking up. You're fucking up because dad's mad. You know, he's pissed off. You know what I mean? He'd show that he's pissed. You would know very easily.
Chancla.
The chancla, you know? But yeah, man, so it's like, dude, movies like that get to me. Movies like that where it's just like, man, that reminds me of my dad. Yeah. You know, fucking, let me tell you what, the one that fucks me up, I know a lot of people are going to feel this one, Lion King.
Oh, that's good.
Like, dude, that's like right there, case in point, 100%. Fucked me up. Lion King, fuck. I mean, seriously, you know. And then I went to go see it with my dad. Saw the play with my dad. Like, oh my god, oh my god, shit.
Don't touch your face. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I just gave myself corona. That was a coronita. That was a little touch.
I touched my eyes like 3 times
Coronita.
already. I was like, don't touch your face, bro. Don't touch your face.
Bro, don't touch that face. You know, I want people to know that, like, currently, like, I'm sure they'll be able to view this at another later date, maybe. So currently, we're going through the coronavirus crisis.
Yeah.
So currently, you know, we're in quarantine mode at the moment. Somewhat quarantined.
Yeah. Not completely quarantined.
Not completely quarantined yet.
I hear by Friday we should be 100% quarantine. We won't be able to leave the house.
Well, it's a good thing we did this shit. I'm gonna have to borrow a microphone so that way we can start doing virtual podcasting.
I'll have to do them both.
You know what I'm saying? Virtual podcasting. Yeah. I got a few things I want to be able to talk about, and I want to be able to kind of spread them out throughout some shit here. Yeah. Because I got some things I want to be able to kind of like bring out.
Well, we got more episodes coming, man, so it's gonna be good.
You know what I mean?
Really enjoyed your episode right now.
Yeah,
appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you too, dude.
We'll have to do this again for sure.
Hell yeah, we'll make this shit happen, man.
Other than that, man, again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys watching too as well. Again, as always, like, make sure you guys put some comments down there, subscribe, everything you need to do. Taylor, this is where he's at, guys. You can find him up on Instagram as, what's your Instagram?
IBTD.
IBTD.
You get what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to give my full name because I don't want to get, like, you know, identity thefted. But basically, it's IB as in I am Taylor.
So go find him up on Instagram. Find him up on Facebook, everything like that. You guys want to do that too as well. Absolutely. I don't know if he's got a Twitter.
I don't got no Twitter.
I don't got no Twitter.
I don't have enough time for that. I don't have any Twitter. I don't have any premium Snapchats. You're not gonna get any special photos.
Snapchat. Just kidding, guys.
Facebook and Instagram. That's it, bitch.
Man, I really enjoyed you. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. And we're gonna do this again soon. All right.
Fucking A. Absolutely. Thanks, cheers.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, dog.